Hello all, my name is Shan Singh and welcome to my YouTube channel. So before going into this session, let's have a recap of what we have done in all our previous session. So in the previous session, we have performed sentiment analysis as well as we have also performed exploratory data analysis for the negative as well as for the positive sentences as well. So in this session, we have this assignment. This is this one in which I have to analyze what are the trending tags on YouTube. So very first, I'm just going to read the data that will contain all these kinds of things. So for this, I'm going to call my read_csv function, and here very first I have to copy this path and basically I have to paste over there and just press tab to get all the stuffs available at this particular path. So this is exactly the data set name. Let's say I'm going to store it in, let's say, video. So just execute it, you will again get your parser error. So in such scenarios, you guys can set your error_byte_lines parameter as false. So again execute it, and now basically I'm going to call my head on this videos to get a preview how exactly my data frame looks like. So just execute it, and this is exactly the data frame that you need. And you will see this is exactly that feature that you have to consider for your analysis purpose. So let's say I'm going to access this, let's say, column. So for this, I'm going to say this is that column, and you will see this is that entire stuffs available in this column. You have lots of tag over here. Let's say I'm going to join all these tags to get a whole bunch of tags in just a string. So for this, we guys can call join over there, and before calling this join, you have to mention how you have to join it. So you have to join it basically by giving this space. So just execute it, and now we will see over here, this is my all the tags for this particular data set, for this particular column. Let's say I have to store it somewhere else. Let's say I'm going to store it in, let's say, tags_complete. So again execute it, and in this tags_complete, you have all your tags. Let's say I'm basically going to print these tags. Let's say I'm going to print this tags_complete. So we will observe over here, you have some kind of noise in data. Let's say you have some special characters in data. So basically you have to remove this thing. So for this, what I'm going to call, I am basically going to import a module which is my RE, which is exactly my regular expression module. So this module will be very handy whenever you have to deal with some kind of text data. So from this RE, you have to use a substitute function, because basically what I'm going to do now, wherever I have special character or anything else apart from A to Z or capital A to Z apart from my text data, I'm basically going to eliminate it. So I'm going to say, I'm going to call this re.sub, and here I'm going to say apart from A to Z and capital A to Z, whatever I have, just replace it with space. That is the exact meaning of all these things that I have mentioned over here. After it, I have to say on which data I have to perform this. I have to perform this exactly in tags_complete. Let's say I'm going to store it in tags. So just execute it. Let's say I'm also going to print this tags again, and now we will observe you have some kind of extra spacing over there. Let's say you have to eliminate wherever you have this extra kind of space. So for this, again I'm going to call this array.serve, and to denote your extra space, I'm going to say spacing plus. So wherever I have this extra space, just remove it with one space, and now I have to say on which data I have to perform it. Let's say after doing all this stuff, I have to basically perform it on tags, and I'm going to update this tags as well. So just execute it, all your stuff gets executed. Now basically I'm going to create a word cloud of it. So for this, I'm going to say whatever word cloud I have, make sure you have installed and import this word cloud. So here, let's say I'm going to say whatever star words I have. Let's say I'm going to use a parameter which is exactly star words, and star words are nothing but my set of whatever star words class I have. So just this, and here I'm going to say I have to call this generate because I have to generate my word cloud, and here I have to pass my text. Let's say I have to set some custom parameter. The very first one is, let's say, width, which is my what exactly the width of my word cloud. And the second one that I have to deal with is nothing my height. My height, let's say 500. And after doing all this stuff, let's say I'm going to store it in, let's say, somewhere else. Let's say I'm going to store it in word cloud. So after it, I'm just going to execute it. Now what I have to do, basically, I'm going to say plt.figure, and here I have to set my some figure size. Let's say I want a window of 15,5. After it, let's say I have to show this word cloud. So for this I can call this IamShow, and here I have to pass my word cloud. Let's say if I'm going to execute it, we will see over here you have your axis as well. So in such case, you can disable your axis by passing this off parameter. So just execute it, and this is your beautiful word cloud. You will see here you have music, video, Star Wars, tutorial, makeup, and all these kinds of things that are definitely your trending tags on YouTube. So let's go ahead with our next problem statement, in which I have to perform analysis on all these types of things with respect to views, likes and dislikes, and I have to also find how they are correlated with each other. So let's say what I'm going to do, basically I'm going to use a regression plot, because whenever you have to find some kind of relation between two variables, regression plot will be very handy in these type of scenarios. So for this I am going to use regression plot, which is exactly a function in my Seaborn. And if you are going to press shift plus tab, you will see all your data over here, x, y, and what exactly your data is. So let's say I'm going to say my data is in my videos, and on x-axis, let's say on this x-axis I basically want, let's say, this views, and on y-axis I want basically my likes. So on x-axis I have views. Similarly on y-axis I just need my likes, and after it I have to set my some title as well. So for this I'm going to say plt.title, and title is nothing but regression plot for views and likes. So this is my title. So just execute it. It will take a couple of seconds because you will probably have some kind of linear relationship between views and like. You will see you have this beautiful regression plot with respect to views and likes. Similarly, you can perform dislikes versus views analysis. Just do copy paste, and let's say you have all this text over here. So basically on this y-axis I just have to pass this dislikes column over there, and I have to manipulate my title as well. So here I'm going to say just do all this stuff, just manipulate all this stuff, and just execute all these kinds of things. And this is exactly my regression plot for basically my views and dislike. You will see whenever your views are increasing, you will see how exactly your likes are increasing. So that's a type of inference, that's a type of conclusion how you can fetch from your visual. Similarly, we will observe over here, whenever your views are increasing, your dislikes are not increasing that much. So that's a type of inference you can fetch from your data. That's a type of insight that you can draw from your data. Let's say I have to draw a correlation matrix, which is exactly this one. I have to find how they are correlated with each other. So for this, basically, very first I have to access videos, and in this videos, let's say the very first one feature that I exactly want, very first, what my views are, the third one, the second one, what my likes are, The third one, what my dislikes are. Let's say these are my all this stuff. Let's say I'm going to store it in df underscore core. So just execute it, and after it I'm going to call my heat map over there, and in this basically I have to very first pass this data frame, and on this if I'm going to call this correlation, let's say I have to execute it in a separate cell. So let me show you over here. So just execute it. Now you will see views versus views have basically that much correlation, because views versus views makes no sense at all. Similarly, views versus likes have a higher correlation, because we will observe in this regression plot, whenever my views are increasing, definitely likes are increasing. Similarly, we will observe views versus dislike has not higher correlation, and what we have observed in our regression plot. Similarly, we have all these things as well. Let's say I need a beautiful heat map. Let's say I have to make it little bit user friendly. So for this, you guys can pass this in your heat map, and this is exactly your heat map. Let's say I have to make this heat map little bit some user friendly. Let's say I have to display my correlation value as well. So you guys can pass your anode parameter, and here I'm going to say my anode equals to true. So just execute it, and this is your beautiful heat map for your data. You will see, and this is exactly colored by. You will observe over here views and likes has a highest correlation exists, because likes versus likes and dislikes versus dislikes makes no sense at all. So that's all about this session. Hope so you will love this session very much. So thank you. Have a nice day. Keep learning, keep growing, keep practicing.